It was supposed to be a night of celebration. A medical student, bright future ahead, a loving girlfriend, and a world waiting for him. But by morning, Brian Shaffer was gone. No trace, no clue, no exit. How does a man walk into a crowded bar and vanish without a single camera catching him leave? Tonight, we dive deep into one of America's most baffling mysteries, the disappearance of Brian Shaffer, the promising life. Brian Shaffer was 27 years old, a second-year medical student at Ohio State University in Columbus. He was intelligent, ambitious, and loved music, especially the band Pearl Jam. But beneath the charm was quiet grief. His mother, Renee, had just passed away from cancer a few weeks earlier. Friends said Brian seemed composed, even upbeat, but they also noticed moments of deep reflection, as if he was searching for something. The night out. On March 31st, 2006, the night before spring break, Brian and his friend William Clint Florence decided to hit the town. They started with dinner and drinks, then bar hopped through the lively Arena District in downtown Columbus. Security footage later shows Brian entering the ugly Tuna Saloona, a popular bar on the second floor of a building with tight security cameras. At 1:15 a.m., he's seen standing near the escalator, talking to two women. Moments later, he steps out of frame, and that's the last time anyone ever saw him. No footage ever showed Brian leaving the bar. No camera caught him exiting through the front, the back, or even the stairwell. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. The search. The next day, Brian missed his flight to Miami with his girlfriend, Alexis Wagoner. Calls went unanswered. His apartment was untouched. His car sat parked outside. Columbus police began a massive search. They combed through rooftops, dumpsters, sewers, and every nearby establishment. Dogs were brought in. Helicopters scanned from above. Nothing. Even stranger. The bar's cameras showed everyone leaving that night except Brian. One theory suggested he disguised himself and slipped out a service door, but that door led directly to a construction site, dangerous and heavily blocked. No one saw a thing. Suspects and theories. Investigators started looking at those closest to Brian. Clint Florence, the friend who was with him that night, claimed he assumed Brian had stayed behind to talk to the girls. He cooperated with police initially, but then refused to take a polygraph test. So did his lawyer. Suspicious? Maybe. But no solid evidence ever linked Clint or anyone else to Brian's disappearance. Alexis, his girlfriend, called Brian's phone every day. It always went to voicemail, until one night, months later, the phone actually rang. For a few seconds it connected, then went dead. Cell tower data placed the signal 14 miles away, near a small town called Hilliard. But when police searched the area, they found nothing. Theories flooded the internet. Did Brian fall victim to foul play? Did he slip out and suffer an accident in the construction zone? Or, as some believe, did he choose to disappear, to start a new life, escaping the grief of his mother's death? Others pointed to the Smiley Face Killer theory, a supposed serial network leaving victims in rivers near college towns. But no body was ever recovered. The aftermath. Brian's father, Randy Shaffer, never stopped searching. He organized vigils, hired private investigators, and begged for any clue. Tragically, In 2008, Randy was killed by a falling tree during a storm. His obituary photo showed Brian standing proudly beside him, still missing, still frozen in time. In 2020, a chilling event resurfaced online. A photo appeared on a missing persons website, claiming to show Brian, older, with a beard, living somewhere in Mexico. The image spread quickly, but after analysis, the FBI confirmed it was fake. Another cruel twist in an already heartbreaking mystery. A case frozen in time. Nearly 2 decades later, no trace of Brian Shaffer has ever been found. No credit card use. No passport activity. No body. Nothing. To this day, his name sits among the most baffling unsolved disappearances in U.S. history. The ugly Tuna Saloona itself eventually shut down, but locals say the mystery still haunts the place. Some even claim Brian's ghost walks those halls, trying to find his way out. Conclusion: Brian Shaffer's disappearance is more than a mystery. It's a mirror reflecting our deepest fears, that someone we love could vanish without explanation, and that the truth might be just out of reach. If Brian is alive, he's been hiding for 19 years. If he isn't, his final moments remain locked inside that bar. What do you think happened to Brian Shaffer? Did he leave by choice, or was something darker at play that night in 2006? Subscribe and keep watching, because every story we tell keeps a missing soul's memory alive.